Hello everyone, I'm Bony Yousuf, co-founder of Thunder Games. I've been working as a Unity game developer for almost 6 to 7 years now, and most of these times I've been working as a solo indie game developer. And in these times, after a lot of struggle and also with a lot of luck, I have had a little bit of success. And today I would like to tell you about that journey. Hopefully, some of you will be inspired after hearing my gist. Some of you will be inspired to do your best in whatever the field that you feel passionate about, and also this will hopefully show the potential of game development industry in our Bangladesh and for our youth. So before game development, I started game development in 2015. I was working as a web developer. I got my Basis Outsourcing Award in 2013. So before 2015, I did 2014. I was like at the peak of my web development career, and I was finally doing good. But even before doing web development, I always wanted to be a game developer. Actually, that was my plan. When I started doing web development, my plan was to like save enough money doing web development so that I could start game development on my own. Because game development for me was very scary. I didn't know any game developer back then, so I didn't know anybody. I had no success story from Bangladesh. So it was very scary and a lonely path for me, but still I chose this because this is what I felt most passionate about. So at that time, I had just about money saved up, so I could try game development for a few years. So the big idea was pretty simple: do something before money runs out. And I did a very classic mistake, which I later found out many game developer makes, which is like trying to make a massive multiplayer games all on your own. And I spent like almost 1.5 to 2 years of my life working on a single project, which was apparently showing no fruitful result, and I did not know how to market that game. And I was at that moment, after like 2 years, doing something, and I was at the really at the lowest point of my life, and my moral was really low. And at some point I thought, okay, this is enough. I wanted to try something else. And at that time, I heard about EATL Prothomalo contest. I don't know if you guys have heard about it. It was back in 2016. It was financed by World Bank and Canada. It was the biggest app and gaming contest in Bangladesh. So I decided to try out my luck there. I made a game called Guerrilla Brothers. It's a story of two brothers, freedom fighters. And this was kind of unique back in that time because this is the like first ever co-op multiplayer games in Bangladesh. So if you have a friend who also has a smartphone, you can play this game side by side with two of you. It also had some few other unique mechanisms like dynamic cover mechanism and something else, some other stuff. So I was picked as the winner of the contest. So that really boosted my morale, and I think at that point I really needed that after 2 years of doing showing no progress at all. So with my newfound motivation, I decided to try some other things, make some other games. So at that time I started making a console games called Almost There. It is a game where you have to go from point A to point B, avoiding all sorts of obstacles. And it's a very simple looking game because even at that time I was working as a solo game developer and I am not an artist, so I tried to make the art as simple as possible. And this is how the trailer looks of that game. Hopefully it runs. Almost There got published on Steam, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android on almost every platform. And this is the first ever console games from Bangladesh. And I hope I'm wrong. I think it is still the only game. So it also got featured in Humble Bundle. So this is the first time I made a commercial game and I earned some money from a game, like other than contest. So I seriously started thinking about like this could be it. If I could like make few games, I could have a proper career with this. So I started looking around and see what else I can do. And so this part is where how I got introduced into hyper-casual game development. So I don't know if many of you know about this. Lion Studios, if you play mobile games, they are like one of the biggest game publishing companies in the world. And this was one of the biggest contests, which is called Ultimate Game Changer Contest. So the prize pool, the total prize pool was around 300K. So it is a game where you have to make a hyper-casual game, since they only specialize in hyper-casual game. I think I need to tell a bit about what hyper-casual game is. So the first game that I showed, not the first game actually, Almost There that I showed, that is like a hardcore games. Like a limited amount of audience are there who will play this game. It is not for everyone. Most of the games we play on PC, those are hardcore games. You wouldn't see everybody playing this game. So only few people can play this game. Another criteria is mid-core games. For example, Clash Royale, Clash of Clans. These are the games which is accessible to more people, but not everybody can play it. Whereas hyper-casual game, the term hyper means that it is for everyone. Like one of the way we judge a game, whether it is hyper-casual or not, is that we say like, if your grandma can understand and play this game, then it is a hyper-casual game. So if my previous game was hardcore game and this is a contest for hyper-casual game, this is a like whole paradigm shift for me. I have never worked on something which is supposed to be accessible for a lot of, like the widest range of audiences possible. And unfortunately, this is a like 2-month-long contest, and I got to know about it like 13 days before the contest ends. So I didn't have much time. So I immediately started doing some ideation and came up with a game, which is called Flip Tumbling. This is a game. Is it? Well, anyhow, this is a game where you have to press at the right moment when the player runs, so that you get a more energy. The accurately you press, the more energy you get, and your character starts flipping, doing a lot of kind of tumbling and things. And at the end, you do a big jump, and while jumping, you're still flipping, and you have to land on your feet. If you can land on your feet, you get extra point. Otherwise, you get a very silly, hilarious, like ragdoll activation. So the further you go, the more point you earn. So the more level you up. Actually, that's the video. I'll play it. No. Oh, it should have charged. Okay, sorry. I think it got locked out. Anyhow, this is the video of the game. As you can see, it's a very silly game, and it is understandable by everyone, which is what makes it a hyper-casual game. And I got incredibly lucky. I would say lucky because, you know, for a hyper-casual game, luck is a very big factor, that I was chosen as one of the winner of the contest. So the first prize for the contest was like $150,000. I didn't get that. I was the second prize winner. I got $75,000 from this contest, which is like so far like one of the biggest earning from my game development at that point. So this again, you know, boosted my morale a lot, of course. This is also my introduction to the hyper-casual gaming industry. And this game also got published. It's a successful published game on iOS, Android. You guys can download and play it. It has been downloaded over almost 5 million times so far from both platforms. So after that, like seeing the potential of hyper-casual game development industry, I finally decided, because so far I've been working on solo, I finally decided to team up with somebody. And Ishwak is one of the friends I know. He's a very talented game developer. He's been working for a few companies, and he has a very strong portfolio on Unity Asset Store. And he has a lot of, we have a lot of similarities on the vision, so we decided to form a company together called Thunder Games. And immediately after forming a company, we started doing some brainstorming on what idea to work on, what game to work on next. And that has to be a hyper-casual game because that's what we wanted to do. And for hyper-casual games, a lot of the things comes from the trend. You have to see a trend and you have to somehow make it hyper-casualized. So that is accessible for anyone. And at the time, and I think it still is, Among Us was one of the most trendy games on the planet, I guess. So we wanted to make a game where, something similar, where it is a single-player game, but it is for much more hyper-casual audience. Like anybody who has no gaming knowledge or anything would still be able to play that game and enjoy the game. So that was like one of the key criteria, and that is quite the challenge. Because idea in our industry is pretty cheap. You can come up with a lot of ideas. It's the execution that matters. And we had to ensure that the execution of our game is so well that at least it gets published. So after quite some time, we started doing some iteration and things. We finally made a version which is like we can show to the publisher. We call this game Betrayal 3D. Betrayal 3D is a game where you can play as a protector or as a devil or monster. So if you play as a protector, your goal is to find the devil in a group of people and catch him before he kills everyone. Or if you play as the devil, your goal is to kill the people before you are found out or you get kicked out. So that's the premise of the game, and I would like to show you a bit of the game. So this is the trailer the publisher made after it got released. Here's another video where the publisher made some ads with the Squid Games character, so it is relatable. So this game got published by Say Games, who are one of the most respected hyper-casual publisher in the industry, and it was published later the end of last year and has been downloaded over 3 million times so far. And right now we are working on multiple publishers with multiple games. We have become a 4-person team. We're still looking for talented game developer and artists. So if any of you want to join our company, do knock us on Facebook. We'd love to have a talk with you. Thank you, everyone.